It's been nearly a year since I stepped on board Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas in February of 2025 and started my casino journey with the Casino Royale and the Club Royale casino program. So, I have put together all the facts and figures, and I am really excited to share with you what I spent in the casino and what I saved. And for those of you that are probably saying, oh, well, you probably have to have really deep pockets and spend a ton of money in order to get anything of value from the program. Well, I am here to tell you that is absolutely not true because I am at heart a budget traveler. So I will go over how much I spend to the casino, what cruises that I booked, how much I paid for them, what kind of offers I used to book them, and the total retail value of the cruise if I had booked it as a solo traveler all on my own without any discounts. And I'll also go over all of the perks that I received over and above just the cruise fare discount. So all in all, I ended up booking 5 sailings since I sailed on the Icon of the Seas, and none of them I paid full price. Even though I'm not including the Icon of the Seas in my discounted total, let me just tell you what I spent on that cruise. So I spent $3,678 for a solo traveler, and that does not include gratuities or any other fees. It's just cruise fare and port fees and taxes. I did book an interior spacious cabin on deck 10, and I spent $400 in the casino to get 410 points. And that qualified me for the post-cruise casino marketing offer program. And when I got home about 30 days after, and that's when I started receiving all these wonderful discounted cruise fare offers. Now, all of the cruise fare that I booked on Royal Caribbean was free cruise fare for one plus discounted cruise fare for your second passenger. And what that means for a solo traveler is that I have to pay the port fees and taxes for myself, and then I have to pay that discounted cruise fare for the second passenger that's not coming with me, but that is usually 80 to 90% off of full price. So all in all, it still works out to be a really good deal if I can't get completely free cruise fare. At the end of the day, because I live in the United States, I'm always going to owe port fees and taxes. But remember, those don't actually go to the cruise line. Those are passed on to government entities. So the first discounted sailing that I booked was on the Wonder of the Seas in September of 2025. And let me tell you, those 4 nights were way too short. I loved everything about that ship except how the casino paid. I spent $300 on board and only ended up earning 210 points, which was a pretty low payout. But I only paid $353.17 for my cruise. And if I would have paid full price, it would have been $1,439.17. So over $1,100 in savings, which was pretty fantastic. Now, the next 2 sailings up were on the Freedom of the Seas back to back for a total of 9 nights. So I did a 5-night sailing and a 4-night sailing. Now, I was traveling with a cabin mate, and she did end up paying the discounted cruise fare for the second person, plus her port fees and taxes. And then I just had to pay my port fees and taxes. So this one actually worked out to definitely a better savings for me. I ended up paying $304.58 for 9 nights on the Freedom of the Seas. It's pretty darn incredible. Now, if I would have booked this as a solo traveler in the interior cabin that I had, that price would have been $2,563.58. That is pretty darn fantastic. I think I saved like $2,200 on that sailing. Now, I did end up gambling a total of $300 between the 2 sailings and only earned 113 points in the casino. And that was really, really, really bad. I did end up disqualifying myself from the casino marketing offer program because I didn't hit their minimum requirements of 200 points on my final sailing. But all was not lost because after I got home, I still had a little bit of time before my points caught up with me. And during that time, I went back into my Royal Caribbean Club Royale account and decided to screenshot a current offer that I had that was still valid. And then I also ended up booking a cruise on the Quantum of the Seas for November of 2026. Now, I took that paperwork and I set it aside, and then before my points actually posted to my account from the Freedom of the Seas, I decided to hit Virgin Voyages up for a casino match. So I took my casino offer from Royal Caribbean and sent it to Virgin, and I ended up getting a sailing from Virgin for a 7-night balcony room, which they call a sea terrace, and I paid only $228. Now, on top of that, not only did I get it for only $228 of port fees and taxes, but I don't have to pay gratuities because they included that in the price. Now, if I would have paid that out of pocket, I would have spent $3,129. That's pretty darn fantastic. Like, I love to save money. I mean, look, I get that you have to spend money to save money, but for me, I think the percentage of savings here is so great that the Club Royale program is so worth it to me to spend that little bit of money in the casino. Now, after my points from the Freedom of the Seas posted to my Club Royale account, that brought my total for the year to 323 points, but unfortunately at that point I lost my casino offers. So I didn't have the ability to book out any more cruises on Royal Caribbean at a discount. And because these discounted offers have spoiled me so much that I didn't want to book anything in the future at full price. So I started exploring more what I could do. Now I realized I had sailed on Carnival Cruise Line in 2025, and it had been a really long time since I'd been on board, and I had never joined their casino program. So I decided to go online and join their casino program and submit my points balance from Royal Caribbean, and lo and behold, they started sending me casino offers. Now most of them were on some of the older ships, for just $50 free play in the casino and free drinks, but really, really good cabin fare discounts. But I had my eye on a group cruise that I'm going on with Foodies Vacation and several other content creators from YouTube in 2027. So I just bided my time for a little bit until I finally came across an offer that covered the sailing that I was looking for. Now I ended up booking a Cove balcony room for $558.88. Yes, that seems like a lot compared to what I paid for my other cruises, but I also got $200 in onboard credit. So at the end of the day, I really spent $358.88 for that cruise. Now, if I had paid for that out of my pocket, the last time I checked the price on that particular room was $1,676.88. So you can see why I was holding out for a better deal. Now, let me just go over all of kind of the perks that I've got. I know I've mentioned some already, but on my Royal Caribbean sailings on the Wonder of the Seas, I got $25 in free play. On the Freedom of the Seas, I ended up with $52 in free play. On Virgin Voyages, I got $140 in free gratuities and about $140 in free Wi-Fi. And it also includes soda. I don't drink soda, so for me, I didn't really count that as a value because it's not something I would have purchased on Royal Caribbean or any other cruise ship. And on Carnival Cruise Line, I got the $200 onboard credit. So all in all, I ended up getting $557 in free perks, which is pretty fantastic. And I probably keep saying that over and over again, but you know what I mean. All in all, when I add up what I spent on all of the cruises that I got from either the post-cruise casino marketing offer program or the casino match program, I would have spent $8,805.63 out of my pocket. But I ended up paying only $1,444.63. Now that gives me a total savings of $7,361. But remember, I did spend money in the casino and I spent a total of $1,000. So if you deduct the $1,000 that I gambled in the casino, then I saved $6,361. But don't forget to add in the value of the free perks that I'm getting of $557. So at the end of the day, my total savings in 1 year was $6,918. Now, I'm sure that I could have saved more if I had more time and could have booked more cruises before my offers were up on Royal Caribbean. But I think I did pretty darn fantastic. And I hope this encourages you to give the Club Royale Casino program a try. Now remember that gambling is supposed to be a fun and controlled activity, and don't gamble more than you can afford to lose, because I certainly don't win in the casino. I'm not like some people like Linnell from Poverty to Paradise, who seems to win every jackpot. And every time she sits down at a machine, all I ever hear about is how much she's won here, there, and everywhere. Now, coming up, I still have my Virgin Voyages cruise for February of 2025, and I'll only be gambling a little bit for entertainment on that cruise because I know their casino program is way out of my league. And then next up after that is my group cruise out of Rome, Italy on the Enchanted Princess for my YouTube After 40 group cruise. And I cannot wait. I do plan on investing a decent bit of money. I think I've saved up about $1,000 to spend in the casino on Princess because I'm really interested to see what kind of casino marketing offers I can get out of them. So just be on the lookout for all the upcoming videos for those cruises. And then don't forget, in February of 2027, it is Carnival celebration all the way. If you've made it this far in the video, then I really want to thank you for watching. And yes, the cat really did sleep through the entire video. This is Marshmallow, you know, because she's white. Why not? But if you want to continue to see videos like this in your recommended feed, just make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm getting so close to my 1,000 subscriber mark. If you want to be notified every time I release a new video, then just hit that bell button and turn all your notifications on. And every time I post something, you'll be the first to hear about it. I want to thank you again so much for being here with me. And if you have any questions about the Club Royale program, just make sure you leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And don't forget, check out my Casino Rewards playlist that has so much information about the Club Royale program. So happy cruising, and I hope to see you out there on the high seas. And if you seek Amy K, well, next time I'll probably be on a cruise. Happy cruising, everyone.
Move if you seek Amy K, find her on a